The Infidel recently reported on the scandal of Limburg Bishop Frans Peter Tibaerts van Els, who has been christened with the moniker the Luxury Bishop due to his lavish spending of church funds. This has led to extraordinary pressure on the rest of Germany's bishops to open their own books to closer to public scrutiny. Bishop Karl-Heinz Weissmann of Speyer was quoted in a communique saying, "We take these concerns very seriously," as he revealed his own reserves totalling some 46.5 million euros. Traditionally, German bishoprics have been permitted to keep private reserves known as a bishop's chair, which are untaxed and do not appear on the church's balance sheets. These private holdings vary from one diocese to the next, and sometimes include property as well as cash, and many have been held in reserve for decades. Oftentimes, the stashes include gifts from Germany's previous royal families. In 1944, an SS officer named Erich Kriebke presided over the massacre of 335 civilians in the Adrenatine caves outside of Rome. Convicted of war crimes, Kriebke lived out a life sentence under house arrest and recently died at the age of 100 years. Supporters of Kriebke had planned on burying the dead Nazi in Rome. However, the city's mayor capitulated to demands from the local Jewish community, who were also observing the 70th anniversary of the deportation of Jews from Rome's ghetto, and the funeral was officially halted. Riccardo Pacifici, president of the Jewish community of Rome, cheered the fact that Kriebke's remains now had no final resting place, reminding attendants at Rome's primary synagogue that Kriebke never repented of his crimes and repeated the most incredible arguments denying the Holocaust. Kriebke left a document amongst his possessions in which he defended his actions during the war and denied that the Hitler regime had gassed Jews in concentration camps during the war. When some people hear the word Scientology, the names Tom Cruise or John Travolta immediately come to mind. The next time you hear Scientology, maybe you will think of Laura DiCrescenzo instead. No, Laura isn't one of Hollywood's elite. She is a former church member that is suing the Church of Scientology for a large number of abuses. The long list of misdeeds includes a forced abortion when she was 17. But that is only part of the mind-blowing story she tells. Born into the church, she had already signed their billion-year contract at the tender age of 8. At 12, she had become a member of the church's laughable private navy, dubbed the Sea Organisation. Laura worked for Sea Org, typically 100 hours a week, doing hard labour for about 10 cents per hour. In typical Church of Scientology fashion, every move she made was watched and scrutinised under tightly controlled conditions. Married at 16, she became pregnant at 17. Aside from her 100-hour work week, it was her desire to have a baby that resulted in her lawsuit. As soon as church officials found out Laura was pregnant, their policy was quickly laid out. One commanding officer who met the two and talked about the greatest good for the greatest number of dynamics. According to church spokesman Tommy Davis, having children was viewed as interfering with the productivity of Sea Org members. Despite her inner feelings, Laura felt like she was coerced by the church into the decision to abort her pregnancy. Upon filing suit, California courts ordered that the church records relating to Laura be turned over to authorities. Scientologists turned over 18,000 pages of documents, but then appealed to the Supreme Court to overturn the ruling, arguing clergy penitent privilege. However, California law currently considers clergy penitent privilege to be between one clergy person and a single parishioner. The documents revealed that in Laura's case, 259 clergy had reviewed her situation. The court considers that to be 258 clergy too many. The archive also reveals a sad tale of mind control, indoctrination, and fear imposed by church elders. Most recently, Laura had submitted to the court an additional 928 pages of documents from her PC, supporting her case of systematic abuse. The case will be heard by the court shortly. The Infidel will bring you a follow-up report to this bizarre story as it unfolds.
Do you have special talents? Would you like to change the world? Would you like to contribute to the atheist cause? Then why not join Atheism TV? We're looking for hosts for our various shows. A news writer, a video editor, a news anchor, or the host of your own show. Any of these volunteer positions are available for you to leave a mark via the Atheism TV collaboration channel. Now is your chance to shine and make a difference. Contact us today.